Guys, Ricardo here. Welcome to another blog tech tips, and of course guys, another unboxing again. And of course this is another home security device, and this is from SETmell, and it's basically a driveway alarm system or motion detector or a doorbell. Now, of course, I know I just said several things and you must be wondering, what is he saying? So basically what this does, it's a sensor that can detect motion. So therefore, it's basically a silent doorbell. In other words, if you want to know if somebody is moving in an area or at your gate, it will indicate. Also, it is wireless and gives a very long range. It's also weatherproof, meaning that you can also leave it outside or in places where it's exposed to rain. So as I said guys, it's a doorbell and also a driveway security sensor. So it can be great in areas where you need to know if there's motion or not, especially like if your driveway is a bit off from your house. You might need to know when somebody's at the gate for both security purposes and also to keep track of people. Now of course guys, it comes in this general box. But of course guys, I'm just going to retrieve it, and right away you notice there's a adapter, and of course this adapter comes nice. It looks like a standard adapter brick. So we're just going to put this to the side right here, and of course again we have the what seems to be some set of instructions. I'm going to put this aside too, and of course guys, we have the sensors themselves. They're quite large, so they're not small. For example, this would be a mouse. It's not one of those large mouses, but it's actually a small size mouse. You can use my hands as a guide, and of course you can notice that this sensor has some size to it, and you can see the SETmell logo here. But of course guys, note too that this would be the sensor, and this is the here at the back you have an area, and this holds a 9-volt battery. This should be the installed area right here. So I'm going to put this right there, and this one comes with 2 sensors. So again guys, I think you should get the one with 2 sensors, as it would work out better. So as you can see, here's another sensor right here. So I'm gonna put this down, and right over here guys, we have the main unit, which is the receiver. Now the receiver can actually use batteries, or it can be powered by the adapter, but of course you should not do both at the same time. And you can see the unit here, and of course there's the LED, there's a speaker, and there's the SETmell logo. Now of course on the back here guys, you have also 2 installed screws, and of course there's the part for powering at the back here. And of course this will produce sound, as I said, whenever movement is detected. So let's put both of these here, and this is the set. And the only thing that's missing out of the box right here guys is the screws. Now of course guys, it actually is made to be installed, so you can actually install this to a wall or some area, and of course you'll use as a house doorbell, as security alert sensor. Now guys, what I like about this as well guys is the fact that they do include everything that you need. It's quite affordable. You can actually check these out for yourself. So guys, in a while I'll show you how everything actually works and whether or not this is worth the investment. But of course you do recognize the 2 sensors that can be placed in 2 different areas, and you do also recognize the SETmell receiver. But of course on this side here you do see the high and low option, along with of course the general layout of the device. And that's it basically, except too guys, I totally forgot, do forgive me, you also need to purchase some 9-volt batteries, as the sensors are powered by batteries. So I also on Amazon. Alright guys, so I've already installed a 9-volt battery. You can actually pick these up on Amazon. They do come at very good prices. So of course these are sealed, but I already have one on the inside of the sensor, and I'm just going to give you an idea of what the sensor sounds like when it's stripped, and I'm going to actually show you the sensor itself, and then we'll talk about the sensitivity of it. Now of course guys, this is what the sensor sounds like. And of course you can mess with the intensity of the sound. For example, the adjuster at this side here would allow you to mess with high and low and off depending on the personalization you want. So let's just go ahead and switch it to high. Alright, now it's set to high. So listen out, guys. And of course that's very high, meaning whenever there's no way you'll miss this in case somebody is at the door or the sensor is chipped or somebody triggers the sensor. Now of course guys, let's look at the sensor itself. I have to angle it carefully and you can see the sensor here and it's detecting me right now. And notice whenever it's triggered it does show the lights, so notice here. Alright. Sorry. So as you can see guys, I just don't want to trip it anymore. It's quite loud, especially the high. So if you're in bed at night and somebody were to do something outside, you'll be able to tell. Now of course they recommend that the sensor be installed at least a meter high, and if it's above a meter you do project it downwards. So there's an invisible what do I say, an invisible 9-meter distance from the sensor to the detection point, and of course it gives you about 40 degrees or so of coverage or so on. So if somebody were to break that beam, what would happen is that, or something producing heat, it would then trigger the sensor and you will be notified. Of course guys, I like the very high pitch sound on high, and I love the subtle ring on low. Now of course guys, I am loving it. Installation was easy, and of course I hope it holds up, especially to the weather claim. And of course guys, on this, if the batteries are going low, the lights would light up permanently on the sensor as well as the one on the front of the device, as I showed earlier. So as you can see, if you approach the house, there's no way you would not be notified, and that's why we call it a doorbell, or of course a security alarm. Now guys, another thing I want to tell you about this device guys is that it has a very good range, and of course the sensor does work fine. So next I'm going to check it under real world conditions and of course give you a feedback. But of course you can always ask your comments or ask questions in the comments below. Again guys, I just want to say, just doing another test just now off camera, that this has an incredible 9 meters distance between the sensor, and of course that translates to about 30 feet or just a little bit shy of 30 feet. And I can tell you it does stand up to the claim. The beam does run an incredible length, so therefore up to 9 meters or 30 feet. So it does cover a good distance. So if you are worried that, or should I say, if you're worried that you might not be able to detect some things like within a certain range, you don't have to worry, as the sensor itself is incredible and it does pick up movement at a distance. Also guys, if you have a car, you can use this in creative ways. You could actually plant this around the house or in specific rooms or specific areas in an apartment complex, so you can detect when there's movement like outside of your door. You could point this at a car and use it as an indicator to tell whenever there is movement, usually outside the house or the area outside the house. So therefore, if the car is moved, you could use it to tell that somebody's moving your car, approaching your car, approaching a door, approaching almost anything at all guys. And of course, this is the advantage of these advanced sensors. So guys, of course, I love these sensors so far. I'll continue doing tests, and of course as I go along I'll inform you of the different benefits. Guys, this has been Ricardo Gardner from Blog Tech Tips. Please remember to share, subscribe to the channel. Alright, Ricardo from Blog Tech Tips saying bye until next time guys. Bye.